Welcome back to Minecraft with Niceberg. I know this is a little bit of a surprise episode, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Hey, let's check out one of the other surprises that we've got. A second silo for my bone meal. So it wasn't until I finished this silo that I remembered that we had this second shaft that we could have used in this silo. So, that was silly. But let's go check out the redstone for that real quick. Down here below the iron farm, we've got a little Impulse SV item sorter here. This is a Java item sorter, and we've got the drops that come out of the iron farm in that left hopper, and then they get sorted. Onto the right side comes the poppies. They drop into the composter there. They get dropped into that dropper, and then the redstone will fire, and it shoots them off into that second silo. And all of the iron, whoopsies, all the iron goes through the other side, goes into a dropper, and gets shot off into the other silo as well. Now, we're not getting very many poppies, I don't feel like, and that is why. Okay, that's good to know. I'm going to have to do something about that. All right, that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, on to why we're here today. Well, I got to tell you, I was editing the other episode, getting ready to upload it, and then I went, oh my goodness. That episode is going to release on Valentine's Day. I went, well, why did I not do the villager breeder on Valentine's Day? What better project is there to release in a video on Valentine's Day than a villager breeder? And I think the answer is there isn't one. You're right, there isn't one. I'm right, we're all right. And so we are going to go ahead and throw our villager breeder together over here and celebrate Valentine's Day with a few hearts and hopefully some baby villagers. So as soon as the sun goes down, and as soon as it rises, actually, we'll get started. Now, I have been playing a lot of Bedrock as well, and I gotta tell you that villagers are one of my favorite things to play with in Java, and one of my least favorite things to play with in Bedrock. So thank goodness we are in Java here. So I'm gonna clear out just a little bit of space, and we are going to go ahead and throw our villager breeder in this little ravine. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago, that we would kind of make it flush with the ground up here, and then they could drop down a little bit further. And I'm going to take care of the second part of this. Yes, there's going to be a second part in a later episode, but like I said, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to release our breeder on Valentine's Day. It just seemed appropriate. So in the space here, we've got a 3x3 basically space that the villagers are going to live in. And so we'll go ahead and mark that out with dirt right now. And we're going to drop some things in there. So first of all, and I always get this wrong, so I'm going to come up to the top and check it. I want them standing actually one below that. So we'll put a piece of dirt there, and they're going to stand right there on that wooden fence, and then we're going to drop beds in around. And I sometimes do this wrong as well, but I think this is right, that the feet of the beds go on the corners. If that's wrong, we'll be able to fix it pretty quickly and easily. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and come down here and take that dirt away, and that just will prevent the, we're one too high. I just did that one too high. So I need to get those beds down on this level here. I should have known that. Fixed. And the only reason that matters is so that it's easier to throw them food. And so we'll eventually put we'll put trapdoors all around the top of these beds so that the villagers won't pop out on top of them, and we'll add 4 trapdoors on the cardinal directions as well, just to keep them in there. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and case that in glass, and we're going to go ahead and do that on all 4 sides. So we'll clear out a little bit of dirt here and a little bit of dirt on the other side. I am going to wait until night to get the villagers in there, but I'm going to go ahead and put in the trapdoors where we want them so that I know just how high it is that I want to take this glass. And we at least want to go 2 high, and maybe 1 more, because I want to walk in here and be able to toss some carrots into them and that should probably be about right. We obviously also want to keep them protected from any zombies, baby zombies, all those kinds of things. We will leave the top there for the time being until we can get the villagers into those beds, which we'll do at night. Let's come down below and start to put some things together at the bottom of the breeder. So at the bottom of the breeder, we just need to drop the baby villagers far enough that they don't read the bed. And so usually I usually drop them maybe 5 or 6. So we're currently at 1, 2, 3, and we'll go down another 4, 5, 6. I think that will probably be far enough. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this stone out and get it ready for our babies. We don't want our baby villagers going anywhere that we don't want them. So we will make a little case for them. And I always like it to be glass. That way I can tell whether I've got babies or adults, what I've got in the holding area, let's call it. And we'll go up to the top, and we don't want to go all the way up. If we go here, the fence post attaches, and we won't be able to get the baby villagers won't actually drop through that fence post. So we want to go ahead and just bring it up just before that fence post, and then we'll put slabs on top of those blocks. So now this half block gap a baby villager can't get through. If you don't put those slabs up there, you run the risk of the baby villagers falling out onto the top of the glass and not being cased. The water at the bottom just prevents them from taking any damage when they do actually fall down there. And so now this breeder is basically ready to go, except for the villagers, which we have housed right over here. And how serendipitous that the sun is going down right now. I'm going to see, I hope that they take to these beds right away, but I'm going to have these boats ready to go in case they don't. Yes, yes, yes. There goes 1 and there goes 2. And while they're in here, before they can get away, we're going to go ahead and put our trap doors on top of the beds. And that is going to prevent them from going anywhere. When they wake up in the morning, they are going to pop onto that fence post right there and won't be able to go anywhere else. Oh boy, oh boy. Here we are the next morning, and as we expected, our villagers have popped right onto that fence post. Now, in Java Minecraft, they make villagers twice per day. I think it's a 5-minute cooldown, and then I think it takes 20 minutes for villagers to grow up. But all we got to do is toss them a few carrots. I prefer carrots. They can also do potatoes, bread. I think there's something else, but they'll swap carrots back and forth a little bit here. And if we wait, yes, there are those hearts that we want to see, and we should see a baby pop out and drop into the water there in just a moment. Why are they mad? Oh, I don't want madness. And here we have hearts again. And that time we got a little baby villager. There we go. So I did have to make a change, and I do it wrong almost every time. The heads of the beds need to be on the corners, and I had them in the middle. So your foot of the bed needs to be right next to them. So the head of the bed goes in the corner, and then we're going to get baby villagers. And again, they should do that every 5 minutes now, as long as they've got carrots, which we'll have to continue bringing them carrots because I do not have any sort of a carrot farm over here or a villager bringing them carrots. But we have ourselves a breeder. Now, we do need to get these guys protected a little bit more. So I'm going to build up a little shelter over the top of them before night falls here so that we can always leave this breeder here and never run the risk of having these two guys turn into any zombies or witches or anything like that. As I mentioned, this isn't super pretty, but it's going to get the job done for us for now. Again, we've got one villager, one baby down in there waiting, hanging out. He will find out what we have in store for him sometime soon. And this is just a simple little hut. We will eventually build something around this that's maybe a little bit prettier. But what happens over here on the side is we can just flip those trap doors down. I can toss any carrots that I need to in there and then flip them back up. And our villagers are safe and sound in that breeder there. So there we go. Our villager breeder is up and running. And like I said, I just thought this would be a fun one to release on Valentine's Day. And couldn't pass up the opportunity. So hope you enjoyed the extra episode, and I will see you next week right here on Minecraft with Niceberg, where we probably start to tackle a little bit of extra stuff with our villagers. Until then, happy Valentine's Day and have a great week. See ya.